You could make the argument the lion's share of Operation Fast and Furious took place in our own backyard, from the Phoenix field office of the Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms to gun shows right here in Tucson, all the way up until the day Border Patrol agent Brian Terry was shot and killed by Mexican bandits near Peck Canyon. What these all have in common is a calculated effort by federal law enforcement allowing American weapons into Mexico. Agent Terry was killed by one of these very weapons. The death toll is only going to continue.
The American people have a right to know what happened.
That's an actual lower.
That's the lower.
And that's what these guys were buying.
Mike Deddy speaks from experience. When he says these guys, he's referring to cartel representatives who came straight to his Tucson home to buy weapons. High-powered assault rifles like this AR-15.
A young man bought 6 lowers for AR-15s. That's the lower part of the serial number on it. And he came back the next day and asked if I had more.
As a federally licensed gun dealer, Deddy did the mandatory background check on the Hispanic young man looking to buy all these weapons. The check came back clean, and over the next week or so, the man bought 26 AR-15s. All cash, no questions asked. But that's when Deddy started to think twice about his new client's intentions.
So the following Monday morning, I contacted an agent at the Tucson headquarters for ATF downtown at the Federal Building, and he asked me to come in, bring my paperwork, and talk with him. That was the beginning of Operation Wide Receiver.
Operation Wide Receiver, starting in 2006 and predating Fast and Furious by about 2 years. This became an operation, Deddy says, because the ATF immediately recognized he was dealing with a Mexican cartel representative. The man had endless resources, and the ATF wanted to find out where all that money was coming from. That's when they asked Deddy to work for them as a secret informant. He was to sell as many guns to these people as they wanted, all with the expectation the guns would be tracked, assets would be seized, and this particular cartel would be taken down.
I was recruited to help take down the cartel, and I believe that's what I was doing.
Over the next 6 months, Deddy would sell at least 400 assault rifles and 38 specials to cartel representatives, tens of thousands of dollars regularly changing hands in Deddy's living room. The former U.S. Marine felt this was his duty as an American patriot to honor his country and do whatever it takes to make it a safer place. Conversations were recorded, even videotaped by hidden cameras in Deddy's home. He wanted to bring down a powerful drug operation, but as weeks turned to months and months turned to years, he eventually realized this was not going to happen. Fast forward 5 years as U.S. officials dealt with the backlash of Agent Terry's death and subsequent Fast and Furious investigation.
ATF is supposed to stop criminals from trafficking guns. Instead, the ATF made it easier.
We just knew it wasn't going to end well. There's no way it could.
There may be a situation here in which a serious mistake was made. If that's the case, then we'll find out.
Sadly for Mike Deddy, that day may never come. Operation Wide Receiver yielded a grand total of 9 arrests, none of them high-ranking cartel officials, only foot soldiers charged with lying on their background checks. No organization was brought down, no record seizures of drugs or bank accounts. But what's worse, Deddy says, is the attempted cover-up by the federal government. Had Agent Terry not been killed, we may have never known about the calculated effort of letting guns walk into Mexico. Even then, the government denied all responsibility. For that, Mike Deddy has lost a lot of faith in the country he so proudly used to protect.
And that incensed me because I knew immediately that there was a cover-up. And if there was a cover-up, it was because they were doing something wrong. They'd been caught. And I refused to be part of it.